Question 1. So rennet is a mixture of enzymes and we are digesting casein, which is our protein, and we've got this enzyme chymosin, so that's an enzyme, and that breaks down some of this protein. Okay, and it makes a semi-solid mass of protein. And there's a lot of reading here, isn't there? Chymosin is secreted as a precursor by the gastric glands. Pepsinogen and hydrochloric acid are also secreted by these glands. Explain the role of these three secretions. So 3 secretions. We must need to talk about chymosin, we must need to talk about pepsinogen, and we must need to talk about hydrochloric acid and how they help digest milk protein. Right, let's go. Let's start off with the easy ones that you know. You know about pepsinogen. You know that it's activated and turned into pepsin. So activated into pepsin, which then digests proteins. Or breaks peptide bonds, hydrolyzes proteins, that sort of thing. So we've talked about pepsinogen. Let's talk about something else that we know about, hydrochloric acid. So hydrochloric acid, that activates, for example, pepsin. Activates pepsinogen into pepsin. Sinogen into pepsin. It also activates the chymosin. And we could say, how does it do that? Well, by providing the optimum pH. And actually in the mark scheme, we've got a mark for that, we've got a mark for that, and we've got a mark for that, and we haven't actually mentioned chymosin yet. But chymosin, and it tells us it coagulates these milk proteins. So coagulates milk proteins. And the key bit in this is actually figuring out how that helps. Well, you may know that in the stomach you get kind of churning mechanical digestion. So really this milk doesn't go straight through, it's going to get coagulated, and then the stomach can kind of start to work on it, and it'll increase the time taken in the stomach, so slow down the progress of it. That's really difficult, really. So hopefully you've got those 3 marks already, and before you have to start talking about chymosin. So it coagulates these milk proteins, which increases the time taken to pass through the stomach. So quite scary at first, that question, but actually you got a decent chance of getting the marks. Then we got 2 diagrams, newborn cow, adult cow, and some differences. The main differences are the rumen. So the rumen is 30% in the cow, 80% in the adult in terms of volume, and then we notice abomasum 55 to 10. So that rumen is going up in volume, abomasum is going down in volume. And those are the key things that you need to take away from that diagram. So you need to relate this to, when you're talking, you need to talk about the calf or the adult or the change between them. You can't just make general comments. So if we start talking about the calf, you can tell them, okay, it's got more abomasum, so more volume of abomasum. Why is that helpful? Because it's having milk from its mother rather than chewing grass. So more volume of abomasum as abomasum involved in protein digestion, as it's having milk. Whereas the adult diet is now, as you know, they're herbivores, and so they eat grass. So the diet is grass, which is cellulose, which is difficult to digest. And then we just need to go around, okay, rumen is larger, because that's where the bacteria are that digest the cellulose. Rumen is larger as this is where the cellulose digesting bacteria are. And we can still talk about the abomasum. Abomasum still present as some bacterial protein is digested.